Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Friday, June the 3rd. It's almost 7:30 and I can barely keep my eyes open. It's gonna be a long day. So, corn planting wrapped up, was that Tuesday night, the 31st. Planted like crazy on Tuesday, mainly because I knew I was gonna be bouncing in and out of different vehicles, so I started the day at 5 a.m. in the corn planter, finished the day at 7 p.m. in the corn planter. But corn is in the ground, got all that turned into the insurance, planted about a third of our historical average, which is a lot more than I thought we would when we started planting, but you know, we're optimistic on the weather. And I mean, with weather like this, how can you not be optimistic? The blast furnace we enjoyed in May, the 90 degrees with 30 mile an hour, 40 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour winds, somebody turned that off. It's been enjoyable. It's been in the 80s, a lot of cloudy days. Wish those clouds were dropping some moisture, but hey, can't be perfect, right? Harvest has been pushing along rapidly. Brought the camera today because there's a good chance we will finish our wheat ground today. We're kind of getting to that point now where it's gonna be like, okay, now we gotta wait for the rest of the spring planted crops to be done, which are only a couple inches tall right now. About to pull in there, but I want to go over here. But yeah, so we're gonna be waiting on some acres to eventually get ready. Some of it's our own, even all that trit, nodes, stuff like that. But either way, we're flying through the wheat acres. Wanted to come show you guys this. Look at that. We got corn coming up out of the ground. You can row it driving by, and that is a beautiful sight. Always makes planter guy nervous, the 10 days waiting on it to come up, but it's up and going now. And we're off. Got the swather already going. Got the merger already going, so hopefully I can show up and have something to do. Oh, I hate this harvest. I'm ready for it to be over. Yeah, I got a custom job first, then moving to ours. Glenn is heading to a different customer, going to a different pit. They're calling for rain starting this evening. That would be glorious. I hope we get rained out. That would be so fun. I don't know what's going on. Oh man, this is weird. Okay, either way, here we go. This is why you let the merger get ahead of you. Because on a field that's not so great, 75 foot in one windrow, I'm actually filling trucks. It's kind of nice. Scary part is though, this thing is vibrating pretty dang hard. 99% sure it's because of dirt buildup on the knife drum, just making it a little out of balance, so the whole machine just kind of rattles. Might have to work on that this weekend if we're not chopping on Sunday. Either way, round and round. 45 minutes later, got 4 loads, first field is done. That's what's really nice about getting that merger out ahead, is you can get trucks going, so they're not just sitting and waiting. Now they have to sit and wait for them to get ahead. But then once you get going, at least they're moving. So, on to the next one. Alright, so I still haven't been able to find my swivel mount, so you guys are over here on the monorail. One thing I wanted to touch on is how much of a pain spring harvest is to manage compared to fall. So I was saying it's nice to get the swather and merger out ahead so that way they can do their thing, get it cleared out so that way we can just come in, knock it out, and move on. That's a double-edged sword, because as soon as that is swathed, it's going to start drying down. But even more critical is the fact that they get out there ahead of you, and all of a sudden the chopper breaks down. Well, now you got a major problem. So it's a difficult edge to balance of, okay, you need them out ahead of you so that way you're not all tripping over each other. But you don't want them so far ahead that A, the crop is drying, and B, if you have a delay or a breakdown, that you have all this stuff laying out. Years ago, would have been like 2013, we went and cut for some dairies over in Kansas. And there was such horrible communication between the swather guys and us, and dairies were super picky about moisture. And it was like 3 in the afternoon. They told us we had to stop because it was too green. And I told the guy running the crew, I go, well, if you're telling us to stop, we're going home for the day. Because I go, I'm not going to make these guys sit around here till 5 o'clock tonight, chop into the dark, and then have the hour drive home. So we left. I guess the swather guys were nervous that there wasn't enough dry, that they chopped or swathed, and next thing you know, they cut, how much was it? An entire pivot and a half. And then when we showed up the next morning, it was a complete mess. And what do you know? Here it is, 10 o'clock, we've already caught the swather. Awesome. Now that's a windrow. If only more of our stuff could have done this year. Oh, that was close. This is nice. This is nice. Unfortunately, it only goes a couple 100 yards, and then as you can see, it falls off over there. But we got like a 400-yard strip here where it's awesome. See what I mean? Get over here, and it's not so pretty. There's a little triple coming out, but not a whole lot. So the difference, I don't know if I've talked about this in a previous video or not. The difference is plant date. So the other field where it's yielding great, or the other quarter where it's yielding great for the year, it was planted like late September, I believe, mid-September maybe, and this field was planted the 1st of November. We've planted a lot of wheat the 1st of November and made really good silage crop out of it, but it got the irrigation to get it started, and then just the dry wind sucked the life away all winter long. And unfortunately, it didn't work this year. One of those, I mean, you just kind of roll the dice, try and make a crop. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This year it didn't. Now that was actually fun. Aaron right there is load number 12 off a half pivot. That's finally something decent. Still not good on a normal year, but it was decent. So, and as usual, the plan has changed. I am no longer going to our next field. I'm going to a customer's for his pit. Glenn is cutting about 2 miles, 3 miles over from me right now. He is going to go to our field as soon as he gets done there. I just really hope Blanca's going with me and not Glenn. But we'll see. And that field is done. It's a custom job. Wasn't doing so good, so I wasn't comfortable grabbing the camera because it's none of your business what his business is. Either way, so we got that one done. Glenn is finishing the custom job he was on. Didn't make it to our field. As you can see, maybe behind me, it's cloudy, getting darker. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch. Thunderstorms are popping up. Kind of really hoping they make it here. I'm not exactly a fan of severe thunderstorms, but when you farm out here on the dry land, that's all you get. So hopefully we can catch some rain tonight and not have to chop tomorrow. It'd be nice just to take a day, do a little TLC, maybe dig some dirt out of the knife drum, get rid of some vibration. Either way, guys, head to the shop, gonna blow off. I've got a T-ball game in a little over an hour. Little man, this will be his first game of the summer. So, catch you guys later.